Hey everyone, this is Neil from Smalldevtalk bringing you a brand new game review. This week, we're reviewing a game called Tactical Intervention. This game comes from the co-creator of Counter-Strike, Min Lei, and is hosted by OG Planet and developed by Fix Korea. This time for the review, all four of us at Smalldevtalk played the game for a few hours each and then put together our collective thoughts to give you as much of a thorough and comprehensive review as possible. There are quite a few things that make Tactical Intervention a unique FPS game. For example, there are quite a few special missions that they have, such as hostage rescue, bomb mode, or car chase. Apparently, they also plan on implementing even more kinds of missions later on. Another thing that makes this game unique is they have a wide variety of game mechanics which were rather impressive. You can rappel, you can drive cars, they have attack dogs, you can get your character to do rolls, which helps you avoid enemy gunfire. You can also peek around objects and walls, which is very useful in some game modes, so I thought that was a big bonus for me. You can also grab hostages from behind and use them as a human shield, which is pretty cool. Picking up items works fine, and you can interact with lots of items on the maps, which makes it even more fun. Another plus from us here at Smalldevtalk is that they have a fairly wide variety of weapons of all different types. They have assault rifles, shotguns, snipers, submachine guns, and of course, secondary weapons, grenades, etc. For the primary weapons, they have, like I said, a fairly wide variety. They have around 3 or 4 guns in each category, and each of them comes with 3 different types of attachments that are varied, and sometimes they're actually put together. So for example, if you picked up an M4A1, you get an M4 with a red dot sight, you could get an M4 with a red dot sight and a silencer, you could get an M4 with an ACOG sight, you get an M4 with an ACOG sight and silencer, etc, etc. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another aspect that I found kind of neat about the game is the character animation when you get shot or you die. For example, when you get shot in the leg, you'll end up limping. And when you die, they have a ragdoll effect, which is always kind of fun just to watch. One last pro from us here at Smalldevtalk is the fact that the gameplay, it is fairly advanced for a free game. There is certainly a challenging aspect to it. There's a lot of variety to keep you busy, which is why I think this game is pretty good. However, there was quite a large list of cons that we came up with once we finished reviewing the game. For example, the loading screens and the menu screens are quite confusing and not very pleasing to the eye. At first, pretty much everything about every menu that you get is, I don't know, it just really doesn't seem that well organized in our opinion. Some people may think different, but we aren't a huge fan. We also really don't like the in-game screen for mission mode. That is also very confusing. There's absolutely zero tutorials to the game, and when we first started playing, it took us quite a bit to figure out how to even get started. Also, we had a few issues with the weapons. For example, for most of the guns, there is pretty much no predictable spray pattern or recoil pattern, so it's almost impossible to judge where you have to aim to kill your target. Another problem we had with the guns is that even though they're customized for you, they're pre-customized, which we didn't like as much because I guess this just comes from the rest of us being like Call of Duty FPS fans, where you can throw on whatever attachments you want at any time, rather than having a choice of 5 pre-customized guns. That was a bit of a downer. Also, we had a couple of issues with gameplay. For example, when you're kind of moving around, just running around, it feels just kind of awkward. It doesn't feel like natural. It feels almost like you're kind of just like gliding through the map. That was something that really bothered us. Another thing is that the basic character animation is kind of lacking in our opinion. For example, side strafing, it looks pretty ugly in our opinion. It's almost like he's kind of waddling sideways, and I don't know, I think, well, all of us here think that could probably be worked on a little bit more to get it more realistic. Also, when you're in game, I don't know if it might be just us, maybe we're just bad, but the hit detection in game feels quite off. We feel like we shot a guy a lot more times than we seem to, and that also, I guess that kind of adds to the game challenging aspect, and there might be some connection issues going on there, but we felt that the hit detection was really off. Also, in game, The health bar, a couple of us found it just kind of really inconveniently placed and a bit hard to read. And one complaint I had in specifics is the minimap. The minimap isn't a minimap that's just kind of stuck in the corner. It's a minimap, it's a circle in the middle of your screen that has no middle. It's just the outline of a circle, and your enemies are red dots in the circle. I found that really inconvenient for me. It's really a confusing system compared to the orthodox regular minimap, and I don't really enjoy that system in the slightest. A couple of last cons that we had. None of us like the rent-a-gun shop system. That was a bit of a bother, because the problem we have with this is actually fairly logical. It only really rewards constant players, so that means even though there is a high starting money, I don't know if that's permanent or if that's just temporary. Right now you start with 300,000 cash, and that's more than plenty to buy guns for quite a long time. But the problem we have with rent-a-guns is that it only rewards players that keep playing constantly every day to make sure they keep their cash flow in, so they never run out of cash, so they can keep getting guns. Also, one last thing is when you're driving, the driving controls, the driving is pretty cool, it's smooth, but the driving controls are way too sensitive. I end up driving zigzags just by trying to basically move my character left and right very slightly. I drive zigzags all over the road, I'm hitting all kinds of obstacles, even with my sensitivity extremely low. So I think that could definitely be improved. All in all, our overall rating for this game is a 6.5. The game is pretty good for a free game. There's lots of interesting aspects about it that make it playable, but there is a lot of things that could definitely be improved, and we're looking forward to seeing those improvements because this game really has a lot of potential, and we'd be excited to see it really get into mainstream gaming. Well, thank you everyone for watching. This has been Neil from Smalldevtalk, bringing you a brand new game review on the MMOFPS Tactical Intervention. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and please go check out our Tumblr page at smalldevtalk.tumblr.com. It'd be greatly appreciated, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next time.